right, all right. Hey, welcome back, guys. All right, this is part two. If you didn't see part one yet, there is a free link right there in the description box. You can watch part one, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and then bounce back over here. Give this one a thumbs up and subscribe, and let's get into this. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. If you do enjoy these longer episodes where I make sure that I release these extra pieces of the story, thank you guys for supporting the channel by giving it a thumbs up. All right, so here we go. We left it on a bit of a cliffhanger because it was like he understood that the gig was up, right? She knew. Every time she would keep trying to drive a conversation to a truth that he was very effortlessly evading. I feel like he was very good at winding conversations to different topics, changing subjects, talking about other things that sounded really good, but she kept driving for answers, truth. And I feel like that's in her nature, to seek truth. We had the sword of truth somewhere in part one. So at that point, it was like, okay, I really either have to step up and offer her a real relationship, or my choice is, I have to give her clarity about and choice for her about whether or not what I'm offering her or not offering her is going to be okay with her, or I have to tell her this is my intention, even if I can't give it to you now. But here's the crazy part. It almost felt like they, and I didn't say this in the other, part one, because we're out of time, but it almost feels with the pride of the peacock here, it feels more like it made him feel good to know she really wanted to know where is the direction of our connection going. Like, wow, she really wants to be with me. Not like, we don't see an essence of shame, like, oh my God, I'm so ashamed of myself. She's amazing. I'm crazy about her. She's asking questions about that obviously indicate that she wants to know that we're doing this long term. She wants me to be that person in her life. That feels so great. But I don't see an essence of shame. I feel them kind of being full of themselves about like, wow, she really wants me. She wants me long term. That feels amazing. But now, I'll have to give her clarity because she knows that I'm avoiding clarity, and that's what she expects. And so am I going to be able to give her, the offer of real stability, or am I just continuously bringing in that offer of passion? That Ace of Wands, we saw it twice. That's really all they were giving her, was the wand, the fun time, the passion, no real commitment, because obviously they couldn't. But then we ended up with this Five of Pentacles, and I think that they realized, not necessarily with shame, but like, she's gonna, maybe she'll go ahead and stay with me because I know she's really gonna miss me if I'm not around. Once, if I do tell her that I can't offer you anything else right now, I think she's really going to be sad about that. Not shame. See, this is, this is bugging me. So they're not even ashamed of their behavior. They're more like, she's going to miss me. We got a Four of Cups. They may have even taken on an energy of like, hey, I know she's going to miss me, so I don't want her to mess this up. They might have even said something like that. Like, don't mess that up. And that could be where the gaslighting comes in. I'm sorry, but if we didn't have pride and joy coming out, pride here, joy here, coming out, when they realize she keeps asking me for real questions, real answers, because she wants me to actually lock it down and offer something. Is that where the gaslighting came in, where they're like, hey, don't mess this up, Because they were like, she really wants me. I'm the one holding the power. No, you weren't holding the power. She was probably falling out of love with you, or finding out more and more that you were a toxic person. If you're going to sidestep real conversation, she knows that you're lying about something now, and it's quite obvious. And now you're going to pull a stunt like that. You're going to miss me if I walk away. Don't mess this up. Look, this is an illusion and this is regret, but this is them projecting that in their mind onto her. She's going to regret being without me if I'm gone. The only reason I'm reading it this way is because this was from their perspective. In part one, the way we ended, those cards were still on their perspective. I was asking a question about their reaction. So that's why I'm saying it that way. Oh, no, you did not. Okay, I'm all salty over this storyline. Please remember, these are fictional stories, but I in my brain, it's like watching a movie and watching characters play it out. And I'm like, oh no, you didn't. I'm like eating popcorn over here, chomping aggressively. That's how I feel about this story right now. Let's go to the higher perspective though. Universe, weigh in on what I just said. Maybe I'm dead wrong about all this. Okay, we have the Lovers. The universe says these two, if nothing else, first and foremost, these two chose to be in each other's worlds. They wanted each other. Okay. And what? 10 of Pentacles. And for what they could have and what they were sharing, it was what they each wanted. Okay. At least, again, at the beginning. Or the universe is saying it is also the potential. They also could have had the Hierophant, which it would have been a marriage, a real commitment to each other. In their heart of hearts, I think the universe is already saying they did have a real commitment to each other. Like these two, undoubtedly, they wanted each other. They absolutely wanted each other. Okay, so then universe, do you want to weigh in on all of that mess that I was just describing? Because maybe I'm wrong about how I viewed that. Now the universe goes back to, but Hanged Man, which we saw in part 1 twice for them. They even acknowledged it was not the right time. I met the right person. I met somebody. I loved her. I know she really wanted to be with me, but I was not able to do that yet. And I was trying to buy myself time. The universe is like, they were trying to, they found the person that they wanted, right? But I can't really offer her the 10 of Pentacles. I can't really offer her marriage, not until later. So the universe is like, they were delaying. Okay. And universe, as far as his delay tactics go, what's that? Queen of Cups. They were delaying, but they were also soaking up how much she was giving to them, how much love, how much emotion. They were lapping that up. Like that was really nice for them. Universe, what about for her? What's the message on this for her? We have the Two of Pentacles sideways. The Two of Pentacles should be shared energy, balanced energy. But instead, she started to guess that there was juggling. But even that, then I think it became very obvious. I know that they want me, but I also know that there's some kind of, look, I think the universe is saying she was reading it spot on. I know that they want me, hands down. I can feel it. I know the direction of their intentions, but I also know that there is more to this. There is a juggling act. I do feel like this was a long distance connection. I do feel like that might have provided more opportunity for this. Even here, the fact that we have the sun's rays that are projecting, I think that they made it obvious that they were, hooked on her, calling her, trying to, spend, whatever connection they could with her. But she, I think, could tell this is no good because you're still juggling. And I know this. And with the devil here, the universe is calling it also. The universe is saying this was either toxic. She felt toxic about it because it was too much. Like, again, the juggling was obvious. And I think the juggling was obvious right out of the beginning. And so on her side, the universe says she saw it as toxic. There was not genuine togetherness. There was always something that she knew. And I think she knew it from the gate. Okay, but universe, can you weigh in on that? Because she knows that something was toxic, what does that mean? Knight of Cups sideways. The universe is just being blunt and saying, so in her mind, if this is toxic and if there could be juggling, then how could you possibly really love me? I know I'm not dealing with a king. I know I'm not even dealing with a knight, not a real one. I know I'm dealing with somebody who still doesn't even have enough action or enough intention to come directly toward me. So they haven't yet decided to give to me. Not really. And I think that is the core of this. Yeah, I know they want me. Hell yeah, they want me badly, but not enough to offer me genuine love. And that's what makes it toxic. You didn't pick me. Not even as a knight where it's like, okay, this is the date. This is the plan. I'm telling you everything. I cannot afford to lose you. I really want to be with you. Here's my complexities, but I am making these efforts and I'm coming to you and you are the apple of my eye. I don't believe that was said. And I think that is the most important thing, at least for how the universe is like. they were delaying, but getting what they wanted from her, which is the emotional feel goods. And the more she recognized that, and I think she did know it, the more it was like, they don't actually love me. They toxically, when they can get what they want, that's where they're going to rest. That's where they're going to sit. That might even allow them to delay even longer. So, universe, what does that mean? Let's just step back and say, universe, you want to give one piece of advice in this entire situation for the overarching. What is the biggest lesson of this connection? 10 of Cups, Queen of Cups. The biggest lesson is, if there is love, give everything you've got to it. There shouldn't be anything held back. If you want your 10 of Cups, it takes two people to give everything you got. If they met her and she was giving them all this love and that's what they wanted, they should have been giving it right back to her. It should never have been, why do we only have one queen? One queen will not make a 10 of Cups. She has to get something in return. She has to get her king, her queen, whatever. It has to be equitable. This says, how would you have equitable, relationship if only one person? Calling on the phone is not the same. You're getting way more out of her than what she was getting out of you. So I think that the big lesson here is, if there's going to be a 10 of Cups, it takes two people, not just one who's loving. Otherwise, I think it is fair to say that's super selfish, which means that's also toxic, which means that's also, we don't even have to say that she was being gaslit into being told that she needed to give more. It's just that they were enjoying receiving from her, and it was a one-way street. Even though she knew that they were nuts about her, they weren't actually giving. Only she was. And even the universe calls it like that. So if there's real love, then treat it. You should want to give to her the same amount that she's giving to you, the same amount that you're taking from her. You should want to give back to her. I think that's the big message. And not even about like this person and what he should have done for her, but just in general, love. When we love somebody, we should definitely be giving them exactly what they're giving to us. The caring, the compassion, the understanding. We cannot think, oh, I can't wait to get more from them. It should be, I can't wait to, engage with them, to share with them. The sharing bit is what was missing. Okay, so universe, what is the best advice for her at this point in time? King of Swords and the Temperance art card. Believe it or not, the universe says, if somebody has some big truths to tell you so that you can understand everything, she will be more balanced if she goes ahead and listens to all the words that they have to say about the past. She may be more balanced if she can understand what happened. I'm not saying that the universe is like, and then you can take them back. I'm saying that the universe, I sound like Mickey Mouse there. I'm saying that the universe says to her, without full comprehension of something, it's very hard to wrap our head around what happened in the past. And rather than leaving angry cobwebs in our mind, it would shed some light on what was going on. And this is just so she can feel more balanced, right? And it would possibly, who knows what could happen, but it might feel like she's being dealt a new hand of cards. Only she can decide that, but certainly to hear the full story might at least give her a more balanced viewpoint of them, so that she can cast judgment, or she can, say, well, I'm so glad I didn't end up with that person now that I know, this is how they operate, blah, blah, blah. Or so she can say, wow, they were in a very, very, this is my big dark castle, a heritage of terrible energy. Like, that castle is always awful to me. This is a very awful life that a King of Swords would have gone through and endured, and a lifetime of being trained in a bad pattern of how to continue on being in a really dysfunctional lifestyle and behavior. So I actually always feel like, yikes, I would not want to be them. That looks like a terrible way to have to exist. But if they've done any work on themselves or understood that themselves, who knows? They could come across as a different kind of person at this point. But it's mostly for her to understand them requires her to finally get the full, rap sheet of what happened, why they did what they did, how their brain was working, and then with all that knowledge, she can make a decision informed of why she doesn't want to be with them, or if she wants to, be dealt a new hand of cards. Let me just put it this way. The universe says at minimum, she might learn something. And learning something about someone's behavior, about their toxicity, could be helpful. Okay. Best advice for them, 10 of Pentacles. Everything that they didn't offer to her, all that stability that they did not give to her before, the universe says they should really, if they had an intention of giving that to her, you should still try to make that offer to her to prove that even if I didn't give it to you before, even if I need you to know that it was all real, like I wanted to be the King of Pentacles, I didn't want to lose you. I had nothing to offer you then. I was too scared to tell you that. Yes, I tried to just hope that you would keep giving me your love, your passion, because I needed you in my life, but I wasn't offering you anything of stability, and I didn't want to tell you why. But this is a stability I was trying to get to, or to build, to offer you. It says back it up with something real then. Even if she says no, you should still be offering the thing that you claimed that you were going to, even though in a very toxic manner you did not. And then let her decide. If she is your person, that Two of Cups, that this is the last judgment. This is the judgment card, but it says it's the last judgment. Let her decide. Lay everything you've got on the line. If you say you have so much that you didn't explain to her, and we know that they 3 times in a row, they said that they were the hanged man. They were trying to buy themselves time. If at this point you have everything that you wanted to offer her, you should hand it to her on a silver platter. You should give her absolutely every access to everything that you are, and then let her decide. This is, yes, she'll have to judge whether or not, the love that existed is worth it now that you can come in and show up with the offer that you should have made before. But you should be making the full offer. You should be giving everything you've got to this. I mean, again, I'm not saying this is right. I'm saying this is the cards we've got. This is a fictional story, but that's the advice to them about if they're going to restore anything about their image or try to course correct. It says, really, then do the thing that you claimed you always wanted to, but you didn't ever bother to tell her that you wanted to do that. Prove that that's what you would lay on the line now that you can, and then see where the chips fall. All right, I'm going to leave that one there. Otherwise, we go on and on and on with this. You guys, thank you for hanging out. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.